JR Global presents Leadership Under the Microscope. In this program, we will discuss current topics about staying relevant in an interconnected world. Through observation and conversations, we invite you to think with us and participate in a civil dialogue. Here is your host, J.R. Klein.
Thank you for joining me today. I'm eager to talk with you about how the world works. Today our topic is: how do businesses and individuals' attitudes, decisions, and choices affect their ability to compete? This is about competitive advantage. There is nothing that will stop the continued opportunities in this newly interconnected world. While this is a valid observation, there are still economic, cultural, societal inequities that relegate people groups to an underclass that is unable to remain relevant or competitive. Credit Suisse Global Wealth Report in 2015 stated that half of the world's assets are controlled by 1% of the global population, and that the lower half collectively owns less than 1% of global wealth. The average income of the richest 19% of the population, who are members of the Economic Cooperation and Development (OECD), is approximately 9 times that of the poorest 10%. The World Economic Forum's Global Risk Report 2016 points to the risk between rising wealth disparities and social instability, unemployment, and underemployment. In contrast to this, Atkinson, Hazel, Morelli, and Rozier's The Charter Book of Economic Inequity, Oxford Martin School, reports that even though global income equality has increased for 2 centuries, primarily due to the emergence of new economies, inequity is still falling. However, even in countries experiencing rapid growth, competitive disparities still exist. There are 3 strategies to address the inevitability of change. The first is adoption. This approach embraces change, or at least accepts it as the way of life. The world changes, and we have to change with it. Second is adaptation. The idea of change and its inevitability is acknowledged, and while not embraced, it is accepted as being a necessary part of staying relevant and competitive. The final approach is to attack. This tactic is more complex and involves a mix of ideology, paranoia, myopia, and the isolation of denial. It is the third option that drives the bulk of competitive inequities. Access disparity is a result of attitudes, traditionalism, or ideologies that resist change. The relentless integration of technology also impacts the concept of identity by diminishing self-reflection, empathy, and compassion. In addition, ontological inequity, which is the separation of those who adapt or adopt from those who attack, inevitably creates winners and losers. The winners benefit from human improvement, and the losers suffer because of their rejection. The division and tension it potentially causes result in class discontent, derision, and potential violence. The hour is ill which severs those it should unite, picked from Percy Shelley's poem Good Night, shares its meaning with the way people deal with change. Instead of the vision of change as being a disruptive dictator, it can be a benevolent emancipator. The world is moving toward unity, not uniformity.
Thank you for listening. If you are a leader or are just looking for solutions, JR Global Associates can help you strategize, analyze, implement, and evaluate to achieve positive results. Simply contact us by visiting jrglobal.co and get a head start on success.